Alright, hello everyone, Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for another Monster Train stream. We're going to try to clean up some of the ones that I don't have wins with. We're going to attempt Melting and Umbra, which I haven't won with since rank 14. See what we're blessed with at the beginning here. Weird assortment of cards. We have Cleanse Seraph, a couple of X-Spells. These are good. It means we can take the Burn Bright Champion. Mortal Entrapment is a card that I think is quite bad the vast majority of the time. But it's in our starting deck, so we'll try to make it work here. As far as that goes, we're probably going to want to get a cost reduction on that ASAP. And for our first room here, we're sort of having an interesting decision. The hammered chest plates making our morsels and dregs survive more than one hit makes them relatively good shields. However, Shade Lamp, assuming that I can kill one enemy per turn, provides 2 blockers per turn, and that's reusable. This is going to be much better if I get a Gorge unit, and this is going to be much better if I don't get a Gorge unit. I'm going to hedge towards getting a Gorge unit, and this means that our Gorge units will probably be good without a Crucible Maker or a without a Morsel Maker or a Morsel Master. So we have an okay start that'll probably allow us to do just about any challenge here. Yeah, the Burn Bright Champion can pretty much solo this fight without too much difficulty. As long as we're killing a unit on floor 1, we're going to get repeated blockers for it. And we also get damage shields to start off. Pretty happy with that. So now the only question is, like, am I playing this Shade Splitter? To guarantee Collector, I should probably do something like this. And if I play Shade Splitter in front, this gets a damage shield, that doesn't matter. This blocks for 7 either way, and I don't need a stat up on this at all. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, yeah, so here Shade Lamp is doing work now, right? So, like, now we get multiple morsels that can serve as blockers each turn. We do need to, like, kill this unit, I guess, technically, at some point. I think we can pretty safely go... Morning, Otter Lady. I think we can pretty safely go like this. Use this to block, maybe. Extend the burnout here. Ah, congratulations. That game is so good. I hope you enjoy it as much as I have been enjoying it. Okay. Oh, I gave you a damage shield. Whoops! Okay, so do that. Daze you. This represents more damage that kills you. That was a whoopsie on my end. The game's really deep and it has like awesome high-level strategy. It's been scratching my strategic itch so much more than Magic has right now. Although I am looking forward to playing Elves with Newton this afternoon. I don't know that I really want a third Hollowed Drippings. I believe that I'm going to take it, especially since I'm offered a Remnant Banner here, and like a Lady of the Reformed would be an awesome pickup. I probably never need to add things that make morsels to my deck, because of the early Shade Lamp, so I think I'm just going to take a Space Prism here. Tough choice. Very tough choice. This is exactly the sort of unit that I want with Shade Lamp. And this makes a lot of money if you take it early. I'm going to take the Gorger so that like I have something that reasonably can set up another floor by itself. But that one's hard. Alright. This can like gladly go on my Crucible Gorger. Because these two aren't good on it. I have, like Endless Damage Shield plus 10 to work with. Other lady? Oh no, that was the first lady. I just talked about the hypothetical world in which I got a lady. Okay. That's fine. You're going to need to, like, upgrade her with some health. You're not going to be ready for a duplicate as of next floor, I don't think. The things that are... I could Endless the lady. That's maybe okay. Like, I want plus 10 damage on you, and then I want plus life on you at some point later. Endless on you is maybe okay. Like, I just keep replaying you if you die. That's not the normal strat. That better than, like, taking damage shield and then re-rolling the shop? Going to this Merchant of Steel next. I want life on you. You know, I'd like life on you twice, and so those things are going to be fighting with each other. The first life on you is, like, far more important. Alright, it's weird. Let's take Endless here. I think Damage Shield works the way that I want it to. In terms of burnout. I think the Revenge still triggers if I have Damage Shield. Unsure. If nothing else, that's worth doing to learn that interaction for sure. Sweep is fine, this is fine. This haste is a little bit annoying because, like, I can't always kill everything. I'm not great in terms of direct damage, so this challenge does represent a decent amount of damage to the pyre. Didn't take any damage in fight 1. Yeah, I don't know that I want this. Like, I most certainly want the gold. But, assuming that the entire first wave gets through, that's 9 or 12 damage, depending on how many units spawn. And the haste here is going to make it so that some other things are going to get through as well. This challenge feels like it hits my pyre very hard. But I am going to Pyre Remains immediately after this. Let's make this work. Morning, Belchmaster. Hope things are going well. You get 2 fill streams today. 1 monster train one regular one. Alright, so I can safely play you here. You will take some damage this turn. So we're going to go like this. We're going to make sure that you get to eat. We're going to play you on bottom floor. Now, the question is, what do we do with the dregs? I think the dregs are going behind here. They need to kill more of these units so that this doesn't die next turn. A lot of units. There's also a lot of units. Also, I have to do this. Put the lady here. Now, do I get to keep you alive? Yeah? Yeah? Kill, kill. There's still 3 more attacking things in the way. Oof. Kill, kill. Hit for 3, hit for 1, so that does what I need it to do. I'm going to slow down this floor here. Oh, right, I gave you lifesteal last turn. Okay. Alright, you are going to be good enough to basically solo top floor. Things are good here. It looks like the burnout number on this did increase, so it works the way that I want it to with damage shields. That's nice. Get some lifesteal on you. And then you have sweep. Let's maybe keep you alive. That's going to literally do nothing. Alright, I'm just going to slow things down for a second here to confirm that burnout numbers are ticking up the way that I think they do. I have 3 things that increase my burnout numbers, plus Lady of the Reformed. I can probably stop picking up that sort of stuff. Wicklash and Molded are different things, though. Neither one seems amazing right now. Purifying Cleanse becomes less good if I'm just largely looking to replay my Burnout Lady. I think I skipped this. Do I need more Ember right now? Other than Mortal Entrapment, the average cost of cards in my deck is very low. I think I need the ability to deal with some back units. I'm going to take a Mind Collapse here. That's an effect that I don't have access to yet. The duplication event doesn't seem insane for me. There are some units that I can pick up that are good. I'm going to be offered another unit here. And I'm probably going to get... well, probably get a unit from the boss as well, I believe. I'll take the artifact. Well... Volatile Gauge sure isn't good here. will actively make me worse for the next fight. Very actively make me worse for the next fight. But it will allow me to get Shadow Siege from my rare pack and play it easily. Is that worth making my deck so much worse for? It also means that I never need to take card draw this run. It also makes cards like Grovel and Gem Trove significantly better. Plus, this is fun. Take the Volatile Gauge and see what we can do with it. If I take Dante, I need a tank for Dante. Right now we have Rector Flicker plus Lady the Reformed as a floor. We have Crucible Collector plus all my morsels as a floor. And then we have Dante as a floor. He will need something to go in front of him so that I don't have to spend my morsels protecting him every turn. This would go against the randomly get a Shadow Siege plan. And I believe the cost of these candles would be randomized as well. Am I passing on Dante? That's weird. Dante is very strong. So I did one thing that made my deck worse. This would be a second thing that makes my deck worse. I don't know that I get to realistically take Dante here. We'll see if I regret this decision like Dante insinuates. I don't think I get to, like, take that in the double barrel Dante fight, which is probably going to be, or sorry, the double barrel Daedalus fight, which is probably going to be the hardest one for me. Because I'm not great in terms of direct damage. Alright, things that are happening. This and this. And then we can Mind Collapse one of these things to get energy back. And we can start setting up top floor. Am I just letting you die? I don't think I care about you all that much. Purely because you're free. Right now. I still have a bunch of Train Stewards in my deck. I think I damage shield this up for long-term prospects rather than get one more Forge stack up there. Oh, super relevantly, I need to get this to 21 health ASAP in case, like, a Constructive Explosive spawns up there in a way that is detrimental to me. I believe we are going to be putting a Dreg behind this. Now the question is, like, am I space prisming on this floor or this floor? It seems like this floor is fine. Because I can do that. Oh. Okay. Alright, so things that are occurring. Hollow Drippings happens on this floor. Now, no one is already damaged, making this free Mortal Entrapment a little bit sad. That was one card that got better because of Volatile Gauge. I think we would like to do this. Get one of those out of the way, and then we actually get to eat 2 morsels here. And this will put me up to above 20 health for that, which is super relevant. And now let's just increase our burnout numbers. Oh, you're probably already damaged. Good stuff, good stuff. You have endless. That's gonna be okay. Ace creatures, huh? Sure can't deal with that. Yes, burnout is fading. So it will die. This one will die in 14 turns unless it gets more burnout. It ticks down by 1 each turn. So, do something like this and kill one of these units, which is probably fine. Alright. Yeah, I really need some more back row direct damage, or like a sweep unit or something of that ilk. Because I am not doing a great job. Of answering stuff like this or this. And I'm going to have, like, potentially the multi-strike one to deal with later. You not dying here is a little bit annoying, if I'm being honest. It's okay. But I would have liked to have replayed you. That's what the Endless was for. Alright, now am I pretty sure that I win this fight? I have 500 health. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I win this fight handily. So let's just, like, not draw this drag again. Mind collapse this. And, Prismal Dust. You. It doesn't really matter what I Prismal Dust. Yeah, very, very dead. Portal Entrapment on the bosses is, like, actually good once I've reduced its cost to nothing. I am glad we didn't take Dante. I will say that. We took a little bit of fire damage that fight, and we would have taken considerably more. Oh, yeah. Like, Blazing Bolts with Volatile Gauge is great. We would love to put, like, Holdover on this at a Merchant of Magic. Morning, Fine and Andy. I believe I will... So, this Morsel Maker is less good than usual because I have the Shade Lamp. But it's fine. Like, I might end up putting it on my burnout floor some portion of the time. With Volatile Gauge, we're just going to take Ember. Card draw is covered, and we'll potentially take Capacity next time around. Merchant of Magic upgrades become very good now. I'll do one next floor in all likelihood. Unless I get max level Blazing Bolts next floor, in which case I may go to the Hellbent instead. See, like removes and duplicates become very good from here on out. Alright. Let's look at our champion. Let's get Prone Bright too. Ooh. Wickless Tycoon? Wickless Tycoon Morsel Maker is a cute money farming floor. Or Wickless Tycoon plus Shade Lamp is also good. Yeah, let's see if we can make that work. Unsure if Shade Splitter or Train Steward is worse right now. It's close. So plus 25 health will go to the Crucible Collector. Now it's set up to like actually like tank for a while versus something like Seraph. Kinda needs some degree of like power and tankiness on you. By making you endless as well, that you and Lady can just come back every turn if necessary. That sure isn't the normal plan. Normally I like upgrade my units with a whole bunch of increased health and like actually try to keep them alive. I don't know whether or not you're worth the gold to like improve more. I'm kind of using you for farming purposes. It may just be at this point that like spending money on purges is just better. Like 2 purges like means that I don't have to draw through those cards. Let's try that. Well, I literally have 1 card that does... Oh, that's not true. I have Blazing Bolts now. Blazing Bolts is very good. But Fire's at 74 health. We take that. I still need to like play the Blazing Bolts when I draw it as much of the time as I can. It is not good that this floor is the small floor. Means I can't put like an extra dreg behind it to like kill the unit that's 3rd back on these floors. But I probably need to play this unit here to take this out. I don't know that I get to have the luxury of like waiting. I think I'm playing a Morsel Maker here. It'd be a great Mind Collapse turn. Just BTW, something something Spell Shield. I'll play a Dreg as a blocker and save 9 damage on this. Prismal Dust saves 10 damage, though. So maybe we do that. Alright. Middle floor collector. We can make that work with this. Alright, so things that are happening. This. And I do need to play this turn. These are just happening. Kill that. This morsel has attack power, luckily. And this will let us get our health back. This is not the best. We may be taking some fire damage from that. But we expected to be taking some fire damage in this fight anyway. So that's okay. Alright, we start farming money here. I'm only taking 1 fire damage here. I would really like to play... Oh, I guess Mortal Entrapment was also a damage-dealing thing that I had. This is money. And I think I can get away with playing this Blazing Bolts. Like, that's just something that I need to play as many times as possible, as quickly as possible. And I redrew it immediately, which is very good for me. Now, like, am I going to Space Prison the top floor to let you eat more? Or am I going to Space Prison this floor to get more money? I think I go for the money. I think this fight is going well enough that I can get away with that level of greed. Burnout now? Like, just so I don't redraw this. I think that's better than playing a dreg here. I'm really surprised that you're, like, living so long. Like, I'm happy about it, but I am surprised. Not Mortal Entrapment. Alright, so fire is taking some damage here, as expected. Oh, wow. Boss is dead, so let's just try to farm as much money as possible here. I think that's as much as possible. This doesn't burn out in one turn or anything. I definitely am digging my, like, money printer. These cards are more interesting because of Volatile Gauge. Like, between dregs and morsels. Oh, and this sweeps, this is everything? Yeah, I would absolutely like a Fatal Melting then. Well, normally, you are insane. Are you still insane here? Maybe not. Like, with your cost randomized, you're much, 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 much worse. I think I'm gonna take an engine upgrade. Like, bonus Ember is always welcome with Volatile Gauge. Alright, what level of Blazing Bolts are we at? You're at max level of Blazing Bolts. I think the Merchant upgrades is better than duplicating Blazing Bolts. I think let's start removing Shade Splitters. Yeah, let's start removing those. Make the deck a little bit thinner. Hold over Blazing Bolts. Done. Cost reduction Blazing Bolts. Done. Plus 20 magic power and consume on Mind Collapse is, I think, reasonable. Dark, are we fighting again? Cleanse, yeah. Cleanse Seraph is not all that big of a deal right now for me. Maybe this isn't worth it. Close. I'm just gonna roll the shop here. Alright, so -1 cost. That will go to a Fatal Melting, I think. We really wanted, like, +10 magic power for that, I think. So, like, now the first time I draw this, this is also live. Mind Collapse with +10 power is also quite good. Am I permafrosting something? Permafrost on Mortal Entrapment is kind of good because, like, that's a situational card that can't always play. I think it's the Mind Collapse so that, like, for 0, it can still pick off an enemy. I'm gonna check out the Cavern event and see what's going on from there. Is there a spell I would like to purge? There's not really a spell that I want to purge, is there? Like, at least not one that I can add plus magic power to. This may be an opportunity to just, like, make a large dreg and pull 1 dreg out of my deck. That's certainly okay. We may or may not play that dreg when offered the opportunity to play it. That's the sort of thing where I could, like, realistically save that for a tougher fight. Overcharged Tank is here. This unit is going to be rough for this combination where both of your plans have things that are dying. I do not believe that I get to make this fight harder, given how difficult Overcharged Tank is going to be to beat if I don't draw Blazing Bolts in good situations. But I do draw Blazing Bolts early. It's trivial to complete this. But if the Overcharged Tank makes it past my burnout floor, the disaster. I'm just gonna pass on this. I'm worried about dying to Overcharged Tank. As far as setup goes, can I somehow kill these 2 on this floor if I put Wickless Tycoon here? Do, like, Wickless Tycoon with Dreg behind, that kills both of these, and then I have a better chance at killing this next floor. That's fine. Oh wait, I can also just Mind Collapse one of these. Yeah, we can kill this stuff. So it's gonna involve this, this. Now I use these 2. I like to play a dreg behind this. Yeah, I guess Dragon Front soaking up damage is fine too. And Mind Collapse that. And normally, I would be all about, like, eating these morsels for gold, but, like, you are a problem. I think you are eating these morsels instead. And then I have no damaged unit. that this works on. Yeah, you're the least of my problems right now. So I basically have to play this here. And this Fatal Melting on this floor, to sweep both of these units, is nice. I think that's better than putting a Dreg behind here. You can get greedy and take 75 gold here. Actually, that might be better, right? Because, like, then I get to actually kill this overcharge tank. Oddly enough, that's probably the better line. God, morsels are awkward right now. I'm dealing 99 on this floor. So that's like exactly enough to kill this right now. Where's my blazing bolts at? Gonna have 35. I'm gonna play these here and hope to draw blazing bolts next turn. Rip blazing bolts. I have to draw blazing bolts next turn, and as long as I get one blazing bolts hit on you, I'm good. If I do the, like, somewhat questionable play of Morsel Maker up at the top. And I'm very glad that I did not take that challenge. Like, drawing blazing bolts this late would have been disastrous. I think I value my setup time here quite highly. I'm gonna draw Blazing Bolts next turn, which, like, basically one-hit KOs that, and it's not that big of a deal. That I give this 10 more armor here. It just, like, guarantees that everything hits this. These extra morsels that I'm getting are, like, incredibly awkward in this fight, just by the way. Both of these floors are currently overfilled. $21 as of right now, so, like, it's a reasonable card on its own at this point. I don't know that I want to redraw this card all that much. I'm gonna throw a damage shield here. And I don't think this, like, spawns with an overcharge tank or anything, so I'm just gonna, like, throw those there. Alright. So that happens. These can hang out here. Get to a Fatal Melting you, and I get to apply Dazed 2 to you. Now, do I want to purge this drag? This dreg actually does a non-zero amount of damage due to the dazed too. I think I'm okay with getting this out of the deck this fight. We're winning this fight on the top floor here. Phase Prism makes no difference. It's just like that I don't draw it next turn. Which is something that I want. Damage shields are very bad against multi-striking bosses. Fatal Melting up to 63 now. That's totally respectable. Good stuff. Formless Child is kind of interesting here. It's very good scaling. And, like, it's interesting after a Dreg or Wickless Tycoon dies. Wickless Blaze might be better, though, because it can reform morsels as well. And help my money printer. This also helps if, like, things go disastrously wrong in a fight. I don't know if this is good enough. Gonna take it. Excavation Eruption is insane with Volatile Gauge. Done, 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 done. Yeah, silence effects, I think, are very poor as a whole, but they help you to solve very specific problems that are sometimes quite important to solve. I'm going to a Merchant of Magic here. I kind of want to make my deck extremely thin and continue to remove Shade Splitters, which kind of makes me want to go left. As far as unit upgrades go, I can take some upgrades on a Morsel Maker. That's kind of whatever. I can take another upgrade on a Wickless Tycoon. That's kind of whatever. I think the two removes here are quite good. I probably don't get to buy a trinket here. Take a Cleansing Water? I'll take a Cleansing Water. Remove some Shade Splitters. I guess technically I should have done this Concealed Caverns event first. The hook seems fine, especially if it ends up being cheaper than 2. Not an insane pickup, but it's okay. And I think I'm gonna run the restroom real quick before I do the Fell fight. I'll be right back. Let's fight Fel. So, kind of in thinking in the last minute or so, I think I've realized that my deck has one problem. I don't know that I scale enough to beat Seraph yet. I think most fights are going to be incredibly simple due to, like, Blazing Bolts and Excavation Eruption. But I'm not sure that, like, doing 3,000 damage is going to be something that's going to be easy for this deck. The Crucible Collector represents a lot of damage, like maybe 1,000 damage pretty easily. But, like, my Wickless Tycoon floor is basically doing nothing right now. And my Burnout floor is only, like, okay in terms of scaling. So I have some problems to solve long term. I think I'm just going to Blazing Bolts floor 1 here. But I guess I can Damage Shield first if I don't care about this Dreg. Damage Shield for 4 here. Yeah. I think I Damage Shield for 4 here. Mind Collapse here, get that out of the way. Blazing Bolts here. Nice. And now let's just feed that a bit. Very, very good turn 1 due to Volatile Gauge. Alright, so things that have to happen. This... I think we risk Excavation Eruption on this floor. As long as we don't hit this front unit 4 times, the rest of this turn's very good. Nice. So now we can engine upgrade this floor. Probably Blazing Bolts this floor. Nice. Alright, so now... Actually, you probably get the food this turn. I just, like, play a Dreg blocker here. You're taking 95. If I can just go ahead and cast these things. But not this. You can have that. I may be being a little too liberal with those damage shields, but it's probably fine. Oh. Yeah, I guess that is awkward. Is it awkward enough that I Space Prism this floor? Probably not. I'm gonna see where this leads first. Like, I just win this fight on the top floor. Very handily. Yeah, I think that's not a real problem. Dreg instead? Dreg instead. How much of it do I get to do this turn? I think I can, like, try this. Well. Close. Hoarder. Hoarder was bad there. Keep feeding these dregs that are dying. Whatever. Money printer go brrr. So this will, like, kill something for 90. So if I do that, then either one of these units can die to a steel pulley. And then that means that I have a greater ability to Yeah. And I maybe hit Fel with Blazing Bolts more. I will reform the Morsel Miner. Alright, this is the first time we're, like, doing things with our Wickless Tycoon, so to speak. And have 16 damage. I'm still just amazed that this lady has never died. That should have been done on that, I guess. Saves me a little bit of help on this lady. But I will daze you, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, we're definitely good this fight. The only thing I regret is that, like, we're so good at killing stuff on this bottom floor that I'm not making as much money as I would like to be making. That's my, my first world problem. Look at how big this morsel is. He's so big. Marginal gold increases. Daze fell, Mind Collapse fell. Yeah, we're so good against normal enemies. Okay. So I would like to not kill Fel on this floor. I would like to optimize my gold, because, like, Fel is 100% dead on floor 3. Yeah, I have no idea how this floor did so much in this fight. Like, I expected this Endless Lady to just, like, die, but apparently, like, the burnout shields were just insane somehow. Wickless Blaze, Morsel Miner, the 45-16 Morsel Miner. That's a first for me. The Dreg die next turn. Yes, I can put the Dreg in front, and Dreg will definitely die next turn. Yeah. So we are not killing Fel intentionally here. Good. Alright. Yeah, so now we let Fel kill all of our stuff for the gold. And we can kill Fel any number of ways this turn. How about with a Fatal Melting for 123? I mean, Shroud Spike is a way to help scale. I think I have to take that. Now it's a question of, like, Ember for the X spells or Space. I think I'd take Space. And, like, maybe try to reform some Dregs to be large for my burnout floor. Like, we're definitely doing fine with playing most of our spells, especially with, like, Excavation of Eruption and Engine Upgrade helping us out. I'm going to take Capacity. It'll make small floor problems less pronounced as well. think I am 100% going to a Merchant of Magic here. A little late for this, even with this. This is good, I guess, if I run into sweep units. I have 2 fights to run into sweep units. Is there a Circle 8 unit? Yes. There's a Circle 8 and a Circle 9. So in Circle 8, I can run into Pyrowane. And I can also run into them in Circle 7. Yeah, I think this is worth it. Alright. I think we go here first. Permafrost, not all that interesting. Making spells cheaper is very good. So, like, let's make that cheaper consistently. Let's also increase its power consistently. Now let's roll the shop so that we can get a couple more upgrades. Remove consume and cost +1. That on Shroud Spike is actually pretty interesting. That's a way to spend all of my extra energy from Excavation Eruption and to scale much, much better. I think that is better than both of together. Yeah, given what I have left to upgrade, that's better. No to all of this. I don't want to make my deck larger. My deck is like very consistent right now, and I don't want to do anything to deal with that. Yeah, I think I just leave the Seraph that I have. Like I have very, very good spells already. I don't need the small nukes. Enemy units appearing on each floor is absolutely fine, as long as if in my first turn I draw a Blazing Bolts or an Excavation Eruption. Yeah, I think I can take that. As long as I get one of those cards, this is a joke and it means nothing. If I miss out on all of that, as I just did, things are more interesting. I also don't get to play Morsel Maker the first go-through of the deck, as of right now. And my burnout floor is now this floor, sort of by necessity. The other thing I can do is just, like, set this up here. And just assume that I'm killing enemy units to proc Shade Lamp. That's interesting. Like, the morsel maker feeding this isn't all that good. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not gonna play this. I'll draw it again. Alright, I've drawn Excavation Eruption. I think we're gonna try to get a little weird here. I think I do this. Then I play Excavation Eruption here. Get a significant amount more gold. I'll play the Crucible Gorger here. Get this going. And probably just spike it here. Reg? Reg is fine. Do this. Yeah, that's a lot of morsel miners. Very nice. Yeah, this is our first time actually replaying that unit. Which I expected to do a considerable amount more than what I'm doing. Where's my blazing bolts? So that is winged technology. Morsel units get damage shield 1. Mine collapse this, I think. Do I get to do everything? Yes. So, fly dazed to mine collapse that. Use that to space prism here. Then go ya, ya, reform morsel miner. Ya. And done with you. I also don't know that I need damage shields for this fight at this point. Kinda seems that like either one of these two floors will be fine at killing things. There's worlds where I want to damage shield this though in the future, so I don't think I'm gonna consume it just for the sake of consuming it. Alright, now I get to draw Blazing Bolts and Fatal Melting, and like everything from here is just gravy. Kinda seems to me like this is the Fatal Melting floor. And this is probably the Blazing Bolts floor. I do that, I don't engine upgrade here. I don't want to engine upgrade here. Or no, I can engine upgrade and Blazing Bolts. I just engine upgrade this bottom floor, which is not being used in this fight. Yeah, that's fine. So you go here, you go here. Now hold over this. Don't get greedy with those gold. We have not won the fight yet. $30, $60, $91, $20. Quite gonna work out like I want. So let's do this. Let's do this. Now, do I want to hold this spell over or not? Okay, I can still do what I want, because Mind Collapse gets that in range where I can actually just kill it. And Let's stack life steal up. Let's play this out on the bottom floor to die. And then let's get our morsel miner back. Yeah, very nice. Take like a damage shield 1 here or here. Here. That's fine. Alright, I need to eliminate the multi-strike, and a Fatal Melting is a great way to do that. That's safe. Now, I think I, like, don't play Blazing Bolts. Because, like, the only way I lose this fight is, like, this unit randomly getting to above 95 power. Let's Shroud Spike this. I'll add a turn. Ow! How is this floor so good? I, like, am actively surprised by this floor every fight. I would like to be able to take some Pyre health. I mean, stealth is rarely bad. Again? So good. I think this makes most of the waves leading up to Seraph a joke. I'm gonna take it. The choices here. So, duplicating the Shroud Spike. So we're looking at the Cleanse Seraph. Duplicating the Shroud Spike to just increase the raw stats of my Crucible Gorger is strong. But I'm not going to get a lot out of this. I don't think I get to be greedy enough to go right. I think this safety net is important. I don't want Seraph to, like, spawn an enemy and just, like, oops, kill me early. Because, like, all it would take is Seraph spawning something on the top floor for the first 2 turns when I don't have things set up there, and I die. Oh god, spells get an extra upgrade slot? Oh, that's probably very good. I think as far as easy stuff goes, another damage upgrade on this is great. Like for the other one. And a cost reduction on it is great as well. Let's do some quick math. I have 605 gold. If I buy both of these relics, that leaves me with 140 gold. That will be enough to roll the shop and take both all upgrades. That shady guy. The cost reduction effects are applied after volatile gauge. So the way the cost works is you draw the card, its cost is randomized between 0 and 3, and then the reduction effect is applied after volatile gauge is. So I believe I am rolling this shop right now, and then okay, permafrost is not exactly insane here. We could get into situations where we reroll the other shop now because this was bad. So, like, so, like, now I'm taking Infused Mallet for sure. It's just gonna, like, help with some of the smaller units. I could also just take the Pyre Wall. Yeah. I think I'm fine with that. Take the Pyre Wall. Take these upgrades. Well, I guess, like, I figure out the magic power first. That goes to a Fatal Melting. Cost reduction. Probably goes on this. That one's a little weird. I think we're at the point where I pull dregs to just make my initial turns better. I think I keep the Mortal Entrapment, and it gets pointed at Seraph most of the time. I could... Like, so many of my cards, like the Dregs and Prismal Dusts that aren't great, self-remove. I think I'm going with this. Weird to do that. Alright, see how it goes. Middle floor small? Middle floor small. Pretty bad turn one. But certainly not the end of the world. I think I'm just setting up to kill the Dark Wings here. I'm not sure if I am supposed to stealth this. Stealthing this is very strange. In that, like, between stealth and these damage shields that I have, I might not actually end up applying anything to this, especially with my other things. I think I'm actually just going to play this drag out to die on the top floor. The Fire Wings have arrived. It's an inconvenient turn to not have drawn one of my any removal spells yet. It's okay. This is going here. And I think playing Engine Upgrade is, like, extremely important this turn. Do I want you to eat? Oh no, you would be eating. I guess you have Damage Shield. And these are going to get eaten anyway. Do I play this in front? Soaks up 15 damage for you. I think I do play that in front. Alright, I have drawn an Excavation Eruption. Which is... Oh, I've drawn 2 of them. That's extremely good. And I've drawn the Blazing Bolts. Alright, we're good from here. Is Wickless Tycoon going top floor for additional damage? 8 additional damage per turn cycle, but it's taking away some room for me. Kind of interesting. Like this happens. It may be that, like, being able to play one more thing here, one more morsel here, is more valuable than the 8 damage. I played my plus space card. I have not. That means I can play 2 more morsels up here. I think I need the scaling on this floor quite a bit. There's some awkwardness in that, like, playing this out on floor 2 will sometimes mean that I will get Ember Drained on this floor. But if I get, like, really over full on morsels, this gives me somewhere to put them as well. Order is interesting here. Like, as long as I get a kill on this, I get to do more things with this turn. Cool. So now I can do a drag here. Apply the Hollow Drippings and Blazing Bolts here. Alright, good turn. It keeps this front unit alive for one more turn, which I don't exactly want, but that's whatever. May just let this bottom floor be. Alright, things that are happening. Phase Prism happens here. Do I want to send you to the Pyre? I might want to send you to the Pyre. How much damage do you do to the Pyre? You do 0 damage to the Pyre because I have 15 armor on it? That's interesting. It keeps me from getting Ember Drained. A lot of ways to play this turn. I think I want to Fatal Melting this floor. That is going to give me morsels that I can play up here. This is a fine time to do this. Now this unit still dies. This is worth 120 damage. This kills my lady so I can replay her. And I get to do this. I don't want to play this on anyone except you. Okay. I play you. And I probably start just stacking... This stealth isn't exactly great in my deck, is it? Because, like, the lifesteal already covers this. I guess I don't want to stealth this turn. Like, I definitely want to stealth in future turns, just, like, not here specifically. I want your burnout to increase. This is, like, better on, like, the turn that Seraph comes out. Weird. Order for this. Here. 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 Shroud Spike for X equals 4 is totally fine. The other thing I can do is just, like, try to wait for an even better turn for this. And Hollowed Drippings plus Engulfed in Smoke on this floor. That's probably fine as well. Then I can still Blazing Bolts and, like, technically eat something on this floor. Burnout numbers are fine. Fatal Melting hitting for 61. You have 46 attack, soon to be 49 attack. You're not quite killing this unit on your own, but, like, I will draw direct damage things. I think I might be looking at a very large Prismal Dust on my champion. Because that represents about 1,000 damage to Seraph. I think... Hit the back one with this. Nice. X equals 8. Very strong. Let's whack this bottom floor a bit. Seraph has multi-strikes, so an Engulfed in Smoke on the bottom floor is probably okay. Let's go, yeah. Yeah. I kind of want the stealth to wear off. Like, I want as much possible burnout on this to take advantage of all of these damage shields that I'm about to apply. So the real question is, like, do I play Fatal Melting? I don't think I do. I think this is just better. Though we can do this. I knew I have a damage shield too. Nice. The issue is that the Burnout Lady also has a couple of damage shields. So she has damage shield 2, and then I would have applied Stealth 2 on top of that. I don't know. I want to be careful with that dance. Excavation Eruption is guaranteed to get 2 kills on this floor and net me a bunch of energy for Shroud Spike reasons. I do still have a small unit down here, right? I do. So we can Shroud Spike for X equals 9. Which actually I guess should have gone on power. Because I had one here. That was a mistake. Do that for 2. Nuke things on this for 25 damage better here. Probably don't need it there. Do it there. Okay. As long as I hit this, it's very good to do this on this floor. Now, what is this Shroud Spike number that I'm doing up top? / am I playing Blazing Bolts? I think my Stealth here is great. I think my Fatal Melting here is great. Or is it? .88 damage, which still means that, like, this is going to get the kill on this unit. So it doesn't add an extra 150 damage. Let's start with Stealth. Didn't change the needle much. Quick burnout math. You are going to get hit 4 times by Seraph, adding a total 4 burnout to this. 13 burnout. I have 8 damage shields here. The Prismal Dust can add damage on this floor, but doesn't have to. I think scaling my attack power up here is actually more important. We're gonna go ahead and do that. Now, you're doing 70 damage per hit, which almost kills you, but doesn't quite kill you. That probably means it's correct to Fatal Melting here. I also don't think Prismal Dust has real uses after this turn. Like, Prismal Dust on this is like, eh. So I'm just going to consume that. We're not guaranteed to have Blazing Bolts next turn, but that's something that doesn't matter. Eight damage on this floor as of right now. I think, again, this is just a turn where I scale my damage again. Shroud Spike. I picked up a Morsel Miner this whole time. Ooh, yeah, Reforming Rector is probably worth 1. That's like 500-ish damage. 30, 60, 90, 120. It's fine to play you in front. That's worth more damage. Now we Shroud Spike this for the rest. Our top floor should handily take care of things. Alright. GG. Final fading melting numbers 121 damage. GG's, Seraph. GG's. Alright, do a quick debrief of that run. I think there was a very pivotal decision that paid out well. About 3/4 of the way through the run. So things that were important were passing on that one trial. But I think the most important decision that I made was removing the consume on the Shroud Spike. So as of either floor 5 or floor 6, I recognized that our deck was powerful enough to like very easily kill the 190 HP units of the Seraph fight, but we weren't scaling enough to beat Seraph. So while Crucible Collector was going to be able to hold its own against Seraph, before we removed the Shroud Spike on it, we maybe only could have expected it to do, 1,000 damage on Seraph. And the Shroud Spike made it so that, like, in a lot of situations where things went badly, we could more reliably expect the Crucible Collector to do 2 or even 3,000 damage, depending on how many stacks of lifesteal we had built up on it. So I think our pick of putting the Eternal Stone on Shroud Spike is actually what won us the run. I'm not 100% sure if I actually should have picked up that Engulfing Smoke that I picked up, because it was bad in a lot of different scenarios. Like, there's tension with our burnout floor, and this also doesn't really do anything on our top floor because of our lifesteal. But it did let us dodge some amount of Ember Drain early on in this fight, which was certainly important. Not 100% sure about that pick, but we'll see where that's at. Very happy with the run as a whole.